Tennessee's Wild Side is a presentation of the Jackson Foundation.
A few weeks ago, we took you with us to adopt a wild Mustang. That process culminated in a big competition at the Kentucky Horse Park. We promised you we would let you know how things turned out. What we knew before we went and what we were able to confirm while we were there is nothing will humble you quite like a horse.
We're here. Pretty scary stuff. Simeon. Traveling 4.5 hours in a trailer, and Simeon is more interested in our destination than a drink. 6 months together, and we can certainly sense each other's energy.
Dennis the Menace look about him.
Simeon willingly goes through the steps of an initial vet check, but he and I both know our attention is divided. He can hear the sounds of his original herd, and I'm worried he might not perform the way we have planned.
That was very nice, thank you.
After he's cleared, our next assignment seems simple enough. He goes in his stall, and I continue the registration process.
This is you, buddy.
It's finally time to relax, as Simeon always follows where we lead.
You're fine.
Go in, bud.
When Simeon's constant refusal begins turning into a time crunch,
This is not a good way to start.
seeking advice from the arena manager seems to be our best solution. He uses a similar approach, but with a bit more consistency.
I just tried to get him to quit saying no. I felt he knew what I was asking and he was just being a little stubborn. I got her and put just a little pressure from behind to encourage him to come forward instead of pulling backwards.
Well done. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job. So tell me a little bit about the stubbornness of the horse.
Especially the babies. They come here and they hear all their buddies they've been playing with in the holding pens. It's like a family reunion. They just kind of revert back a little bit the first couple of days. That first time they hear that nicker from their buddy that they were in holding with, they kind of revert pretty quickly.
Stall stress resolved, Simeon and I shake it off and set out to acquaint ourselves with the all-tech arena. I've heard how huge it is, but my apprehension is worry wasted. Simeon is just curious and more relaxed around friends and family.
Yeah, I know you love me.
A quick meeting of competitors,
I want to congratulate you on making it to the spectacular.
an introduction to the huge sound system, and a sleepless night sends Simeon and I into the next day with our first category called handling and conditioning.
48. Annette, all the summit of Simeon.
The first challenge requires his release into a round pen and the subsequent recapture.
It was good. It was probably better than I imagined, because in my head, he goes into the round pen, he falls down, he rolls, he refuses to come. I didn't expect that he would wiggle on the grooming and the hooves, because he's pretty solid with that. But I was so thrilled that he did the trot.
And then comes the trailer and a touch of trepidation. Simeon learned to load less than a month after we first brought him home.
Good boy.
This is our first show.
And just 1 month before the makeover, he had no trouble getting on and off a trailer to win first place in a trail competition at Lazy J Farm in Gallatin. And in the final days leading up to the competition, he was on and off a trailer multiple times. But there had been times of hesitation, and I suspect he could feel my anxiety.
I was really hopeful, but, you know, it is what it is.
And what it is the next day is a series of obstacles that represent Simeon's strength.
It's a good boy. It's different going the other way. He's definitely left brain, right brain. She says right before he does it. Okay.
But we get in plenty of practice just to make sure. It's our opportunity to prove you should never give up.
He knows how to do all of it.
Relishing time with his favorite friends, Simeon is relaxed and well prepared. I feel confident we're about to redeem ourselves. But only 26 seconds into the second round of the competition, Simeon and I go off the rails.
It was a train wreck. Every single thing that they ask us to do, he can do. The trot was a little delayed. The gait went fine. When he started trotting the cones, I thought, we've got this. And about halfway through the cones, I don't know if it was me, maybe my heart skipped a beat because I did think it was going good at that point. But then he bumped into me, stepped on my foot, knocked the cone over, and at that point, I could just laugh.
So I was supposed to walk across those and I trotted. Lack of sleep. Total lack of sleep.
So it is what it is. I'm disappointed that I probably won't get to do a freestyle. I have a friend that worked really hard on one of the props. I'm a little bummed about that, but you never know where you go from here.
Are you sad?
Nah. Sometimes being at the bottom gives you an opportunity to talk to the people who are also at the bottom and encourage them. There's tremendous stress, there's an incredible amount of expense, but what price do you put on a dream? I mean, all of these people are pursuing a dream, and there's just no price you can put on that.
Chasing a dream is what brought 16-year-old Kennedy Barano to the youth category in this competition with her little Mustang. That's my cue. And if there is anyone I want to see win more than Simeon, it's Kennedy and Q.
I'm going to be super honest. He's been pretty darn easy. He just has a great mentality, and I really just lucked out on him. I was really in God's favor with the selection, and I could not truly be happier with him. He did everything that I asked this weekend.
And doing things the way he was trained earned Q and Kennedy the Mustang Heritage Foundation's Extreme Mustang Makeover Youth Championship Award.
It's not about winning. It's not about the money. It's not about the glory. I just want to make people happy, and I just want to make a difference.
Humble, wise, and kind, Kennedy is also compassionate. Despite our 48-year age difference, she encourages me when it is certain that Simeon and I have slipped too far down to make the final freestyle.
I don't believe there's any singular method or way to train an animal. It's really subjective. It's a matter of balance, and that balance is very difficult. I still struggle with it, and I know hundreds of trainers, especially here, that still struggle with it. You're gonna learn, and you're gonna learn a lot about these animals, and you're gonna learn a lot, even more, about yourself.
I overindulge our animals, and they're spoiled, so I get what I give.
Anticipating our return trip to Tennessee, Simeon decides it might be best to get a drink.
I love him. I'm gonna keep him.
I'm Annette Hall on the wild side.
Is that enough? He's so cute.
This year, several competitors who signed up to ride their horses were allowed to drop down to the in-hand category, which in turn decreased the odds of making the top 10. But our overall goal when we adopted Simeon was for Annette to train him. She and Kennedy both did it themselves. However, the Mustang Heritage Foundation does allow competitors to hire professional trainers in order to showcase their horses. Many of the Mustangs are then auctioned off after the competition. Winning is fun, but it does not define us, and losing doesn't discount how amazingly smart Simeon is, how talented he is, and how maybe one day he'll still get to perform his freestyle. If you haven't seen our previous stories about wild Mustangs right here in Tennessee, they're all available to watch on wildsidetv.com.